I've been in Congress now for almost 8 years, and one of the most meaningful moments that I experienced here was in the Committee on Oversight and Reform under the great Chairman Elijah Cummings. It was the first hearing to take place that I introduced in the House of Representatives on the epidemic that is childhood trauma. Though I represent the Massachusetts 7th, one through line has remained true in my travels and conversations from Massachusetts to Minnesota to Illinois to Texas, and it is the devastating impacts of Trump's terror campaign on our nation's children. This administration's policies, including but certainly not limited to Operation Metro Surge, in my opinion, I would characterize as child abuse, child neglect, and inflicting childhood trauma. We are experiencing in real time the compounded adultifying of our children, where increasingly so, a childhood is a privilege instead of a right. I'm reminded of a conversation I had recently at the airport where a dad approached me to talk about his 6-year-old son who returned home from school pleading and begging for his parents to give safe haven to his classmate, his best friend, for fear that if they did not do that, that he would be deported. No child should have those concerns or carry that heavy burden, but this is the reality for our nation's children under Donald Trump's America. Frederick Douglass said it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. We are certainly not building strong children. In my district, the Massachusetts 7th, Eleni was only 2 weeks old when her father was wrongfully taken by ICE, a trauma that she will carry for the rest of her life. Again, so far I'm speaking about the pleas of a 6-year-old and the policy, the family separation of a 2-week-old. In Minnesota, Liam Ramos was only at the age of 5 years old, was detained by ICE and sent to Texas, and he'll carry that trauma for the rest of his life. There are the children that are directly impacted, then there is that secondary trauma for those who have bore witness. While in Minnesota, I met with parents who have had to establish parental patrols armed with whistles and orange vests and their cameras to try to keep their children safe. Green Street Elementary, it was just across the street from one of the murders that occurred in broad daylight under Operation Metro Surge. Around the country, the children of Renee Good, Keith Porter, Geraldo Campos, and dozens of other children whose parents were killed by ICE agents will carry that trauma the rest of their lives. Trauma in their bodies, their classrooms, their sleep. It shows up in the ways they cling to their parents at school drop-off, in the silence of a child who used to speak freely, in nightmares that no child should be visited by. Governor Walz, is a former educator and coach. You work closely with young people experiencing traumatic events. What effect does this have on them, their classmates, and community? And have you heard from mental health professionals or pediatric providers about how this is showing up in your state?
No. Well, thank you for the question, Congresswoman. First of all, I would say when I talk about Minnesota being one of the best states, if we're not first, it's usually because Massachusetts is. And I note that it is true because you care about this. And you mentioned it correctly. This is generational trauma that's been inflicted, whether it's learning loss that's happened or the trauma we've seen amongst our children. I say that as an educator, as governor, the deep concern, but as a parent of seeing this, what's happened to our children. We know that mental health issues will start to show up. We know that we'll see educational loss, and those have generational impacts on our economy and everything else. But I will note, your colleague mentioned me being a tyrant during COVID. We had some of the lowest deaths due to COVID. Tyrant looks like children being drugged from their parents, old people being drugged out of their house without warrants, 2 dead on the streets. And your point, the world saw a piece of it on TV. I can tell you none of us are going to be the same, Congresswoman. We are going to deal with this, and we are going to put money into social service programs to address it while we tighten up fraud protections, because the idea is you have all these generous programs, yes, and our people are healthier. Our people are more educated. Our
Governor.
economy's stronger. So thank you.
Thank you. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a February 2026 article from Hechinger Report titled Parental Stress, Raids, and Isolation. How immigration enforcement traumatizes even the youngest children.
Without objection to ordered.
You know, as I close, I've always taken issue with the myth that children are resilient. It's something that people say because I guess it brings them comfort. The false notion that if you hurt kids, they will automatically heal. It allows policymakers to inflict harm and then to look away. But children are not collateral for reckless and godless policies, and they should not be ignored. Rather, we should center children to understand the impacts of all these policies.